This is stuff I bought on my trip to Japan 2025. So I think the first thing I want to talk about is this pen, the Uni Jetstream Light Touch Ink ballpoint pen. Now this doesn't seem like much. It's actually extremely cheap. It's about 150 yen, so it's about at like a buck. But this is the best pen I've ever used, and it actually is apparently the number one ballpoint pen in Japan right now for 2025 or 2024. I don't remember. But this pen is super smooth. Probably the smoothest, cheapest pen I've ever used. And it's just amazing. Another thing I want to talk about is these highlighters. I believe it's one of the top highlighters or that or either the top highlighter of 2024, 2025. Other than the highlighter point, there's like these plastic parts on the side. So when you do press it against the paper, it really helps guide it a lot easier. It doesn't smudge pen. It's fast drying. I bought this postcard here. This is just really cute, and whenever I want to write birthday letters, really heartfelt letters, I'll use really nice envelopes, these kinds of things. Along with that, I even got the matching notepad for it, and the inside is just filled with these really cute writing pages for you to just write little notes on, like grocery lists, to-do lists, that kind of thing. I actually bought these from Itoya, now that I remember it. Itoya is the other one, other than Loft, that I like to go to. So when we hiked Mount Fuji, at Station 5, there's a bunch of stores, very popular, very busy. I just got a very simple carabiner. Other than it just being a carabiner, which, carabiners are always helpful, the three rings on the bottom are great. So I really plan on, changing my keys to this one. As you can see, I have a big stack of kind of art books and coffee table books. And if you're ever going to Japan and buying this stuff, just keep in mind the weight. And you might want to bring bubble wrap with you, because if you don't, some of the stuff, the edges in your luggage or your hand carry can really fray and get squished. I bought a lot of this used at Book Off. Book Off is like this kind of secondhand store. And honestly, the prices are just so good. First one is this out of stock sneakers edition, and really it just has so many of these shoes that are very popular at the time, collectors, that kind of thing, limited editions, just some classics, some collaborations, specifically Japan. It's really cool. This one is specifically about stamps. Now I saw another one, and it was kind of more around the idea of like postcards and stuff. But even in this one, like, wow, the artistry that this features is amazing. I really love the colors that are used. Talks so much about the process and different companies and like how these things are designed. And honestly, Japanese design, not their websites suck, but their products are so artistically chosen. I feel like Canada, everything is just slap job together. Going into more of the art and hobby side of things, I bought this edition, this 2023 Sculptors Winter Edition. As someone who does like model kits, 3D miniatures and stuff, this was super cool. It features various artists, things they are coming up to. It includes interviews with them, talking about the process, where their inspiration is. I'm sure if you're into sculptures, you're into painting, this is for you. This one is, I think they do other things other than just cars, but this is an issue talking about more vintage cars. What these cars are, some of the features, looking at it, it goes through, kind of like what the seating looks like, the steering wheel front to back. And I thought this is really cool to show my dad because he really likes cars. Oh, this was the most expensive one. Bought this on Anime because they had a Square Enix kind of anniversary. I think it was 60th. Fact check me, I'm probably wrong. But the one that I kind of got drawn to was Nier. Near's this video game I've been meaning to play. They have a couple editions of this. This is still actually in this packet. I haven't even opened this. And I was just so intrigued by the art and stuff. I haven't played the games, there's Drakengard, which is also technically in the same universe or something, which I want to play on my PlayStation, but I just haven't had the chance. But yeah, pretty cool world building. I can't wait to read this one. Last year I bought the art of, for Studio Ghibli. I bought Spirited Away. Now that was kind of the first anime movie I've ever watched. My most favorite one that I've actually watched is Princess Mononoke. I've been looking for this for a really long time at a really cheaper price, because you try and buy it off Amazon, it's like $60. Just the art in this, it goes to the panels of the movie, some of the coloring for it, in terms of digital. Yeah, some of the coloring for that and the 3D animation. As a fan of, or at least some of the Studio Ghibli movies, this is a pretty cool pickup. Now this one is just a mobile suit one I picked up at the airport. It kind of goes through more of the art, if anything, and the scale of these Gundam, which is really cool. You don't see that too often, like scale to person, talking about the pilot, that kind of thing. It's really cool. And honestly, like, seeing the art of Gundam more so than just the building aspect, I'm very happy with this. They also have more on the model side. Now this is Gundam Weapons. This is super cheap at Book Off. It was about $9.50. So, they had so many editions. If I could carry more, I would. But this is talking more of the model side, like poses and looking at it painted in color. And you really get to see the details more with the panel lining, with some of the painting. I don't really paint my Gundam because I use a different type of paint for my 3D miniatures. But this is pretty cool. So I have the art side of things, and then I have the model kit side of things. If you're into these kinds of things, bring some bubble wrap with you. Be fully prepared for your luggage to be infinitely heavier with these. I'm a pretty simple kind of guy. I don't really like to buy complicated things, so you could call me a normie for clothing, because honestly, who doesn't love Uniqlo? Uniqlo is probably just a super simple brand. It comes in all various colors, so you can really wear them in any combination. Even if you really like graphic tees and stuff. I don't really like a lot of their graphic tees. I don't know who their designer is for most of the graphic tees, but most of them kind of suck. I'm just gonna start simply. I just bought like an active pair of pants, like these active pants. I don't even know what specific one they are, but they're supposed to be sweat wicking. I really like to move around. I liked the freedom of movement, how my legs go, because I used to dance. So I really don't like it when things are tight. Also bought a pair of shorts. These are active shorts. These are like 1200, so like $11 Canadian. I don't know, $10 Canadian. These were just an easy pickup for me. These are active pairs as well. I just don't have gray, and I wanted gray, and it was cheap, and it was there. So these are on sale. Why not? I really don't like polyester. I usually try and go for like 100% cotton t-shirts and stuff. And obviously the stuff from Uniqlo is not. And even the ones I bought from Muji, which I was surprised is 100% polyester. But honestly, I just needed a zip-up hoodie. I usually just buy off Amazon because I'm super simple like that and I don't particularly care. But these hoodies were like really, really cheap. I'll even put it on for you right now. It's just simple. It fits fine, and length is good. I bought one in navy blue. I mean, the only thing about this that I don't like is maybe this thing. Because I don't like when they come undone and start fraying at the ends. I wish it had an aglet. The inside's kind of nice. It's not really polar fleece feeling, but it has the smooth outside, the fuzzy inside, and whatever, it feels good. If it's not cotton, I mean, I can't complain all too much. The last pair of kind of clothing that I bought is this shirt from Mount Fuji. It's regular. It's a blue shirt. It's polyester, you know, or at least I think it's polyester. Let me double check. Yep, 100% polyester, I called it. But on the back, this is the classic Mount Bell logo, but it also has the Mount Fuji lettering on it with the altitude. Okay, my favorite clothing purchase. Now, there's one brand of shoe that when I tried it on, best shoe I've ever worn. Honestly, so comfortable, material is great. This shoe is probably my favorite. And that brand would be Onitsuka Tiger. When I first tried it, I was like, oh my gosh, these are the best shoes I've ever worn. The material is great. These shoes feel great. They wear great. They're comfortable. And even honestly, when I first looked at the treading, I was like, the heck, this thing's gonna wear down like crazy. But it hasn't. So the first pair I bought were these California 78 X's or EX. I have literally the exact same one at home, but instead of the gray stripes, they're blue. They're navy blue. So you ask,
Why would you buy another pair? It's the exact same thing.
yes, it is the exact same thing, just in a different color. The one I'm wearing right now is super comfortable. The classic one with the, not the Mexico ones, but the flatter bottom, honestly, those ones terrible. That's the only pair I don't think I like, because you will step in those and you will feel everything. But these ones have a thicker sole, and you know, you don't feel it like those ones. And honestly, these are just comfortable. These, if I can buy the same shoe over and over again, it would be this one. This is the California 78 EXs or X's. Okay, you know, I walked into the store. I kind of already knew what I wanted. I'm the type of person that does not like to like window shop. Technically, I have, maybe it's just a guy thing, but we have an idea in mind of what we actually want. But when I walked in, I saw these and I knew immediately I've got to try these on. And these are the S Claw black and whites. Now, I was thinking, oh, it's a little funky with the, you know, the stitching design for the stripes. I would prefer it more straight, but you know, even looking at the side profile of this is a really cool kind of smooth textured design with the rubber and whatnot. And when I put them on, I was like, oh, this is really comfortable, especially because it fits like a sock on the inside and then it has like the outside layer. But you know, they have the same comfortability as the regular shoes. I know these ones kind of have a beige tan on them, but I kind of wanted a more white, plain white one. This is it. Better than honestly for me buying like an Adidas white one. I don't like how chunky some of them are. I like how light these shoes are. I can't tell you enough how much I love Onitsuka Tiger. I wanted this last because this is the kind of stuff I usually go for. This is the kind of stuff I really, really like when I go there. And I actually just didn't have space to buy more, which is really disappointing. I'm gonna start with the smallest. This one was from Mandarake. This is Masked Rider, Kamen Rider. I don't remember which one this is specifically. I actually watched the movie for this with my friends, my main hobby group of friends that I play cards with and watch Gundam and stuff with. I thought this was just really cute, honestly, to have like Kamen Rider, and I grew up with Masked Rider Ryuki. I didn't really watch much of the other ones. My friend is a big fan of Kamen Rider, but I just thought, you know, cool model. It can sits on a shelf. Why not? Super cheap. This is Kuzan, post Navy. If you're a big fan of One Piece, you'll know. The model's really tall. I was very surprised at the size. And King of Artists is usually a really good brand to buy. Usually the quality is pretty good. And this is for the 25th, I think, anniversary or something of the TV animation. So pretty simple purchase for me. $10. Why not? You're gonna hear me say why not a lot, and honestly, that was kind of my mindset. I'm in Japan. Why not? This is a black and white version. Usually the black and white version of these Creator X Creator series from Crane King is the colors. The colored ones are more expensive, and the black and white ones are cheaper. But it's nice because you have the freedom to paint. So if you're a painter, this is a really cool purchase to buy. It talks a little bit about the artists on the back. They actually had one for Brooke slamming his guitar down for like $20, and I didn't buy it and I regret it, but I also didn't have any space for it. But this is the Zoro version. This one just looks hella sick. This is based on kind of an extended series that from this manga that I started reading. I actually came up to the manga when I went to the library, and I was like, oh, they made an Ultraman manga. That's great, because I grew up with Ultraman, watching the movies. I watched part of the original series, and I thought Ultraman is so cool, when he does the. And then when they came out the manga series, I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. And then I found out that Bandai actually made, figurized series for that manga. I really have pretty much all of them. I have maybe like 12 right now, and this is the 13th one. I was looking for this one for the longest time. I could not find it. This is probably one of the purchases I wanted to find in all my 3 years of Japan. I just could never find it. Super cheap. Honestly, this is the last one I needed, the last one I wanted. I can finally rest easy knowing I have all of them. The last thing for this video is this Guts Berserk Armor model kit. When I saw it, I was like, I've always wanted to buy those Berserk statues. Like, they're so cool. Honestly, I tried reading Berserk on this trip. I really found it a little boring, actually, and maybe that's because I only went through the first like 10 chapters, and it just, for me, it was just kind of like, oh, he kills this monster, blah blah blah, he kills whatever. So I'm probably not too deep in the story to appreciate it. So for all the Berserk fans, I'm sorry, but honestly, he looks so cool. So that was all of my purchases in Japan for 2025. If I didn't buy so many gifts, honestly, I would have spent even more. I maybe would have bought one pair of running shoes. Probably would have bought more kits. I probably would have bought more books. Kind of good on the cosmetic side. I kind of bought too much on that side. Maybe bought more stationery stuff. If I were to go back, I'd always recommend the Onitsuka Tigers. Or if you buy any shoes, the shoe variety is crazy there. Clothing variety a lot better than Canada for sure. If you're into like Asian fashion and more simple things, if you're into anime and manga, Akihabara, any kind of hobby store is good, but I always recommend Mandarake because the prices just are so much better, and you can actually find older stuff there too. For books, Book Off is the place to be. Any kind of newsstand magazine store as well if you're looking for the newer stuff. Is always there. For stationery, like I said, I recommend Loft, Itoya, Muji. Very good, very easy. Honestly, if you want, there's like a good YouTube channel that features all the stationery stuff. I'll probably link it or something below. What else? Cosmetics. There's a lot of stores. They even feature like the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's like a Cosme featurette where it's like talking about their awards and what they awarded as like the best lotions, best sunscreens, the best face masks, all those things. They were all laid out very easily so you could see which one was the best. Japan just has like better products, but that's pretty much all the stuff I bought. I mean, that's a lot. I bought more in the past, but this is still quite a lot for me, and I'm sure if you're watching the video, you're like, what the hell? You bought a lot. I bought a lot of cookies too, tax free when you're, or duty free when you're coming into the airport. I recommend those cookies too, by the way. Everyone should buy those cookies. They taste amazing. I bought a lot for my coworkers and my other family members in Singapore. I had a lot of fun in Japan buying this stuff. I mean, it was kind of a hunt, not really vacation in the end, but if you're into that stuff, do it. That's all I got.